Hello, hello, my crafty friends. Having a little technical difficulties here. I actually thought I'd lost y'all. Let's see how our new time goes. And hopefully I didn't make anybody seasick. Give you guys a few minutes to come on. Tomorrow is the big day. You guys all ready? All right. There I am. Hello, Jennifer. Yes, happy Monday. Happy Monday that it's maybe almost over. I still am not straight. I don't understand. Okay. It's not showing up here. Oh, there it is. Ah, shoot. Ah, bummer. I had it and then I lost it. The computer is no longer keeping up with the, there we go, with the comments. Well, hey, Barbara, how are you? Hello, Scarlett. This is awesome. You guys are getting on here. Yeah, I don't know why. I could have sworn I had that straight. Oh my goodness. I'm going to probably make this worse. I am really, truly looking to get a new setup that I don't have to do this with every time. Because you have to take the phone out and on and load it and unload it. It never seems to stay straight. Let me see. Well, that's a little bit better. We'll call it good. So golly gee, we are in May, and I think I talked to you guys on the last day of April, and here we are already on the 4th of May, and may the 4th be with you. For those of you guys who are fans of Star Wars, and sort of that joke, I still cannot open the catalog for you. But here it is in its shining glory, and it goes live at midnight Mountain Time. So my East Coast folks, that will be 2 a.m. No. Yeah, 2 a.m. Because it's, for me, it will be 11 p.m. on May 4th that it goes live because I'm an hour behind Mountain. So be ready to go, or up first thing if there's certain things that you want. I don't know, you know, there not much is back ordered. I think in the preview period, you know, people have picked up some things, but anyway, you have this, you know, what your wish list is, and space it out over the next 4 months because you've got 4 months. So that is coming up. So what'd you all do this weekend? I was crafting. New starter kit. That is coming out on May 5th through 31st. And it will include the new stamp pads automatically, plus whatever it is that you would get, because you get to choose your own kit, essentially. So there's a flexibility. There'll be more information posted in the group on this. Hello, hello, Bernice. But I think it's pretty cool that you will get all of the magnetic ink pads. The good news about that is if you aren't joining, that means they should have magnetic ink pads in stock of the new colors. That's a good thing. Let's see. And if you don't need the ink, you can choose an additional $35 for the product instead. So they're giving you the option. Oh, you went to see the Devil Wears Prada too. What did you think? All right. Next item on our list is that the Very Botanical Vellum is going to be our product of the month. $5 when you have a $75 order at subtotal. I'm trying to envision this as vellum. So it's going to be 3 sheets of each one of these designs. 4 designs. And it looks like here they've fussy cut out the flowers from this and then put it on the back of that. Their vellum is pretty heavyweight. You love it. You loved it. That's awesome. It's on my wish list to go see, and I think I want to see it in the theater. Like that you actually have like this pretty pink plaid, and that is not the Barely Blush. That's more like Bubble Bath. I think it's Bubble Bath. Gosh, don't hold me to that. And then we have this pretty green, which I really like. Kind of reminds me of sage, but I'm not sure that that's correct. I think sage is lighter. So get ready for spring. Make some very pretty cards with it. There is a new class that's going to be released, and it will be a virtual class. As you know, Stampin' Up has really moved into the virtual class arena, both starting off with the scrapbooking classes, because they did the 2 virtual album retreats. They did one, and then they offered a card retreat, and then they had the virtual album retreat, and now we're going to have a mixed paper or a paper mixer class, and it's a virtual class centered around the latest products. So more information to come on this as I get more information. But the classes that I've gotten, they have been really nice. I haven't gotten finished necessarily with things, but the recordings are always available. So I'll go back and work on what I didn't get finished with that, or I'll go rogue and just create my own thing. But the supplies are nice to have. And then last for this month is going to be our Buckle Up cards. That's the design. I did them in Pooh. Sue did them differently. She did them with just the sentiments in here. And I didn't have this piece right here. I did not have the dies for this. But this is why it's called Buckle Up. So I might choose some different, not putting the embellishment there. But that's how it comes undone. And there's your card inside. And this tucks under and slides through this piece. And this is part of a die set. And I'll make sure to post up which ones you need to. I think it's with the Beautiful Life. No, that Beautiful Life is not quite right. Ordinary Beautiful Life or something like that. Here's one that looks a little bit better because the sentiment was smaller. But I just wanted to show you how you could make that if you have this die, or if you were like me and didn't initially have it, you can just make it like this and it just opens up. I don't think it even needs to be sealed down, to be honest with you. And like I said, I use Pooh or Silly Old Bear is the name of the stamp set. So the copyright came off of that so they could use the classic Pooh images. I don't think they can use the Disney images. And in hindsight, it would have been cute for me to put that on with the beehive paper. You know, you always see things and you're like, oh, I should have done that differently. This is one of those. So cute, beautiful cards. And this is these card kits. I have to wait to be able to order the embellishments in because the embellishments are part of the new products. Yay. But hopefully I'll be able to get enough in for the kits. All right, so last but not least, I just wanted to show you the workshop that we're doing, that I'm working on. I'm not totally done with it yet, but I've been editing and I just thought I'd share it with you. It is with the Beautiful Ordinary Life, so I had it semi-right. And we've just been working on this. I still got a little bit to do before I have the directions. So if you order, you need to have the, oops, goes like this. although it would work either direction now that I look at it. If you order the paper pack and with the stickers, you'll be able to create this, and then there's a supply list so you know. How is that side piece connected? It's tucked down underneath. So you'll need to, so you see how there is, if I open that, there is that. There's a score line right here, and it's tucked under that panel. And that's how it is attached. That makes sense, Bernice? Let me know if it doesn't. Cuteness. I'm totally loving this, but I love rainbows. Really, I love rainbows a lot. And this has a lot of print and cut. There are, out of that paper pack so far, there are 10 layouts with the ability to have a little bit of extra cardstock or on DSP to be able to create some other cards or that. But 20 pages out of a pack of paper is like a steal of a deal. Definitely some different color combinations that are gender neutral. Yeah, I love this paper, the striped paper. Is there anybody else that really likes Beautiful Ordinary Life out of the catalog? This is a catalog. The Winnie the Pooh is an online only, so that's why it's not in the catalog. Silly old bear, I mean. Something to celebrate. You Shine Bright. I might have forgot to use the twine in this. And I changed the twine. I actually went with the black and gold, and that's what I would recommend. This goes to a layout. It came off a layout, so I have to put that back on. And I absolutely love, you'll need these also, the embellish, this is not what they call them. Oh my gosh, my brain is totally freezing on this. There's a sheet of black punch outs, dies, or ephemera, maybe. I'm not sure what how they call it, but hanging with the besties, you make my days brighter. Anyway, this is all print and cut, so you just pull up Design Space and print it out and cut it out. If you have there's 2 levels that will cut it out. I don't remember what they are. So, well, that was relatively quicker than I thought it was going to be. Yeah. Let's take a look at this. We can check this out. Here are the die cuts that go with this. Now, of course, I took it out of the packaging so it doesn't tell, but these are really pretty. You do have to do a lot of weeding to poke things out, but it comes out relatively easily. I love anything that's for black for accents because it's so easy to make it look pretty, I think. All right. Hey, babe. My daughter is home. She's not used to me doing crafty this late.
Sorry.
No, don't worry about it. You don't have to be sorry for coming to your house. So I'm going to use the lighter side. So we'll put this together. This is a very simple layout too. You guys, I'm sure, have strips of paper that you can use. My daughter's checking out to see if there's Oreos stashed. Yes, you could have them. Something about Oreo cookies, right, guys? What is everybody's favorite cookie, just out of curiosity?
As she says, her favorite is chocolate peppermint that Dad makes.
Her favorite is chocolate peppermint. So it's actually chocolate dough with chocolate chips, the dark chocolate chips in it with peppermint crushed candies and flavored a little bit. I just thought I'd show you how this works. And look at this. I love this paper, you guys. I think it's so, the whole bee paper is really cute and works well with poo. Yeah. So the two-tone black, I feel like it's really, I like that, like the back side of it, you can see the difference. It's a really rich gray, and it's blue based, which I think is really important for me, because I don't care for yellow based. At all. So, inventory in the garage, we have been working on that. I found like a whole bunch of embellishments, and I actually even had some retired Stampin' Up stuff, but that was a lot more difficult to put online. You kind of like really appreciate Close to My Heart, Simple, A, B, C, D, E, and double C. You know, their pricing was very, very easy to follow, because if it was a D-side stamp, this is what the price was. If it was a this, that's what the price was. You didn't have to worry about all the other stuff. Which I discovered. So I'm actually not going to add any, well, other than what I already have in there. Hoping to find some local people to take off like cutters and things like that, because I have to tell you, I just absolutely love the Stampin' Up paper trimmer. It is so good, with it having that extra piece on the top and bottom to help you square up paper for even the 1/4 inch cuts. I'm by and large not interested in other ones now. Okay. See, look at this. Isn't this pretty? And you think with this, I wasn't sure about using the this gray with this, but I think it ended up turning out really, really nice, and that the other colors just really pop on it. Need to make sure I get this squared. Yeah. How many of you guys would be interested in layouts that were already complete? I ask because I am always creating samples, but I don't always use them in my scrapbooks. So we were having a conversation about layouts that are already made and have the spaces for the pictures. And if you have bought layouts that are complete, not like a kit that you're putting together, I'd love to hear what people price them at, if any of you guys know. Okay, so when I go to put this second, you know, obviously the top and bottom one are easy to figure out. I gotta get these off of here so I can have it squared up. But when I have pieces like this that are gonna run in the middle, I wanna make sure that when somebody opens the page that it looks like it flows across. And then bring in our beautiful sticker sheet, you guys. This is what I mean by it's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous colors. This is Strawberry Slush, and I think Timid Tiger, of which they remind me of Close to My Heart, Sorbet, and Sorbet was more the orange, and the now the pink has escaped mine. You would like completed layouts. Has anybody seen them priced out at all? I have no idea what they would be. Now, I am 100% sure that y'all have a bunch of 2-inch strips somewhere in your box of done stuff, or scraps, right? How many of you guys have that? Oops, that's the... Because this is a layout that you very easily could replicate, and it looks super duper cute. I've had a devil of a time losing pieces, print and cut on the ground. Okay. Isn't that cute? So you can do this very, very simply, I think. And tomorrow I go into the doctor. So think positive thoughts for me. I go in to, the little poo needs to move, have them look at my arms. I got MRIs done, and they say that I have bursitis in both arms, a tear, not a torn rotator cuff, but a tear. And I'm like, this getting old stuff. I'm telling you, ladies, it is for the birds. And gentlemen, if there's any gentlemen, I know that sometimes my virtual assistant will watch these on the sly. And you can kind of see how this works out. Now, I would put a little bit more spacing for flip-flaps, or save it. Oh my gosh, I'm really running out of Tombow. You can tell I've been creating all weekend because I'm out of Tombow, right? Where are we at? Just a couple more minutes. Yeah. And I just keep switching. But when you have overlap, your top one would be where you put your flip-flaps in. So this weekend, Sarah Grace and her troupe, they did 2 shows, and those kids are just absolutely amazing. Had a few little heart stops, you know, those kids dropping down on and trapeze stuff, and the Lyra, I think it's Lyra. Is it Lyra? I can't remember. I always get it wrong. She's always correcting me. Not in a bad way. She's just like, Mom, that's not how you say it. So you guys kind of get the gist of this. And it's got some of the beautiful black flowers on here, so we're going to grab those right quick. This one tucks under here. And when I do layouts, I try not to tack things down, because I'm going to come back through, right? And I'm going to put things on here that need to be on here. So there are 2 large flower arrangements, or is there one? There's one, and then the other side is made up of the smaller pieces. But look at how that pops. I just add something so pretty. We're actually going to use most of these on this layout. So how did this time work out for you guys, just out of curiosity? Good, bad, indifferent? Get them all. But you can see that this is going to be a little bit delicate work. And this is going to kind of, probably went that way. So it's a lot of times just kind of flip it around. I like it going this way. I like it arching back towards the center of the paper. Are there any just a second, Kentucky Derby horse racing people, just out of curiosity, that watched the Derby? Because that was, I always think of Maryland being, with the Preakness being there. Can't remember how many years the Preakness has been. 8 is good for you for that. You would be here. It doesn't matter when I do it, Scarlett. You're so sweet. And put this down here. So Pat is saying $8. The Derby. Yeah. Do you know, Pat, if you go Google Secretariat's run, and he's held the Derby record. Actually, I think he even might have all three of the races, the record for speed. He had a similar race for the Derby. Came out back from behind. And nobody's beat his time. And somewhere I was reading. Awesome. Well, if you guys end up thinking, oh, this time is a better time, make sure to let me know. Our beautiful sticker sheet. And then I'm going to tack that carefully on top of these little guys right here. Because when I only have a little bit of adhesive under there, I'll be able to pick it back up. Okay. So, Susan used the basic twine. And I ended up grabbing the black and gold twine. And I thought it made the pages pop. So I'm going to add on my shopping list that you guys put in the black and gold if it's still available, or black. I just think it stands up. Look at the difference on there. So much better, you guys. All right. Except for, there it is. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have watched me do this before, but when it comes to putting down pretty little things like this, I will look at the direction that it's going in, and I will put 2 glue dots down, kind of next to each other, and then I will run this. And there's 2 reasons I do it this way. One is that it keeps it really flat so that it's not super bulky in a scrapbook. I don't know how many of you guys, I'm pretty cautious about how thick I make my pages. I was really sad to see these snips. They're not my favorite for paper, but they sure are my favorite for everything else. And it allows me to protect my really thin ones. So see how you can do that? The other thing I might do, if you haven't done that. Well, hi, Pat. How are you doing, Patty? So if you do this to your skin, like that, now I know, kind of crazy girl here. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put one in the center and pop this up, and your oils on your skin, take the stick out of the sticker, if you will. And as I cross that over, have it setting down on those that I can pick it back up to put the pictures on under, should I use this for whatever reason. This is beautiful ordinary paper. Oh my goodness, this is going to take a lot of weeding. So this one's going to tuck into here. And then all these cute little printing cuts, right? That I tell you about having. Loving You goes right here. Like that. Doesn't that look cute? It's like My People. Comes over here. So I almost, oh, Leslie, you're on here and you love the jam. Did you get the jam paper? I know that is a total random, like, whoop-de-woo, change directions kind of thing right there. I have a scrapbooking workshop if you got it. I'm almost sure you did because we talked about it. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure you did. And then we have these baby dimensionals that are awesome for these cute little titles that also on your print and cut. So all of this artwork is done for you. And this is hours of Cricut work. And you don't have to do it. So how's that for life? I think that makes things pretty good. You make the ordinary extraordinary. And then that just touches the bottom, so you need to have, look at that. Ah, I love it. Just makes my heart happy. And I'm going to have to lift my board up because my other little tabs are now underneath the glass board. So I have to pick them up. But you can see how easy I make your scrapbooking by having these available for you, right? Oh, is this die and stamps still not available? I thought I saw that they had come in, but I'm still waiting for another thing to come in, and it hasn't. So I took the stick out of this butterfly, put him on to dots, and he needs a little tiny itchy-goo. Now the nice thing about doing it later, I have to confess, is that I don't have a class like, or a thing I have to like birch. And I'm going to put my little up there. I'm not going to create the whole big one that I did. Yeah, time doesn't matter so much when I'm this late. If that. The stamp is, but not the die. And I agree with you, that die is pretty stinking cute. And I love that it makes cards. Absolutely love that it makes cards. Okay, so clip that, and then you take your cute little butterfly and you add him to the top of that. And again, I'm really cautious about what I actually stick down on the picture, so I can slide a picture if I'm going to use that layout. So Pat, I was looking at like $10 a layout. Oh, I don't have to rush off when it's later. Although Sarah Grace came in, said hi, and took out the Oreo cookies that have been forever stashed here, so it's not really a bad thing that she took that. I wonder if this will help. Maybe not. Well, it's kind of helping. This is one of the heads that goes on the multi-purpose tool. So, and the tool, like, you can swap the ends out. So, because I don't like to swap things out, and I just want them ready to go when I want it ready to go, I have bought 4 of the bases, so I have like extra glue and stuff like that, which is okay because you're always going to need that putty. It's not glue, it's putty to pick up loose embellishments. But I have my arsenal ready to go. Oh, absolutely. Did you sign up for the new thing that they've done is have a sign up that emails you? Like I got an email when the paper came back in that I need to finish my paper pumpkin stuff that I was trying to do. It's been out of stock. And it finally came back in. And I need to get that done before the next paper pumpkin shows up. I just have some really pretty layouts in my head. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was thinking $10 when I think about the embellishments and like the time that goes in to make the Cricut files. For most of my stuff has Cricut printing cuts on it. Besides embellishments, and you know, embellishments can be $7 a pack. Not that you would use all the embellishments on a page. But anyway, so be prepared to see some of those on my thing. And then some of them, if they have a little bit of wear and tear because they've been in page protectors and things like that, I obviously will discount them. But I was just looking at them going, actually, Jeff was looking at them going, if you actually used all these things, he said there'd be no place to keep the albums. And I've scrapbooked so much of Sarah Grace's childhood that there's dozens of those available. Because he's right. I'm running out of room. All right, see, look at all this stuff for weeding. But now you see, it's not that hard to do. So here's my little arsenal of tools so that I'm ready to go. They have the pokey tool, they have a lifting tool. This is great for collecting things. This puts in like stitching, which I love. An X-Acto knife, and then I have, so they have a thick pokey tool and a thin one. So whoops, I need you. Yeah, I don't know that I'd want to go that high. Jeff would be happy if I sold a lot of layouts for that price and got some space back. This one is going to angle down so that it goes over, there's a seam right here, which is really super hard to see. And again, I'm only going to put adhesive on the bottom of this and maybe a touch, like seriously, just a touch on the top so that I can get it to go where I want it to go. And follow that seam. And then on top of that, we're going to put some more of this beautiful twine. I think black twine should be considered a staple. And black and gold twine and black and silver twine should be added to it. And I appreciate your guys' feedback. I never paid attention to the price of layouts because I was always creating the layouts. And this is my cheater's way of adding and not putting a knot into things. I've gotten into my stash where they changed the... All right. Clippy. And then I need to have some more flowers out of this. 2 of these. I need this white flower. So if you guys decide to get, I'm going to have some dimension here, this paper pack, you will be set up to be able to create some absolutely, whoops, this really needs to go up here, beautiful layouts. In my humble opinion, they're beautiful. So we create dimension by layering. You create the dimension. Look at that. And I'll have to take that off to get the rest of this. But you get the general idea of how this goes together. So now you have an idea of a very easy thing to put together without having to use a lot of material. And like I said, we have 10 pages or layouts, which equals 20 pages out of this paper pack. And I will get the ingredients. Haha. So we're talking about jam ingredients, but anyway, I was saying, keep me in your thoughts as I trundle off to the sports medicine doc tomorrow to find out what his thoughts are about this bursitis thing. My doctor was actually talking about the shot, getting a shot. I'm not so sure about that, but we'll see what that guy says. What do you think? You make extraordinary or extraordinary. So, you know, that's a perfect one for our friend Scarlett, seeing how she's going to be celebrating 50-year anniversary this year, you guys. She and I were talking about it. So exciting for her. Oh, this is going to be such a pain to try. Oh, well, I'm just going to have to lift it up to get the other little things that go right here. All right, folks, thanks for joining me. Tomorrow, I will probably get on and do a catalog walkthrough just because I can finally do a catalog walkthrough, but it will be solely just kind of going through the catalog and the online. Expect tonight that I'll be online working late because I'll be putting together albums with samples and things like that so that I'm ready to go on tomorrow. You guys get to see it. Take care. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you on tomorrow if you come for the catalog walkthrough, roughly the same time, and then on Thursday. Bye now.